Hey, Balance Babes, welcome back. Today we have another special episode. We're doing CCX Looks in the Library. You already know what's going on. So we have Shay over here on my iPad, and we're going to get into the story. I think this is like the last couple of chapters of this story. So if you don't know what's going on yet, please go back and watch our previous, we have one previous episode prior to this together, but watch all of Shay's Way's content involved with Looks in the Library to get the full breakdown of what's been going on. Now, you already know how we get down over here with Creative Chaos. We are drinking, okay? We got our cup already poured up. And if y'all want to know what I'm drinking today, I'm drinking Choya. This is a plum wine, okay? If you remember, you remember. If you know, you know. Okay? But this is like my favorite wine, honestly. It's the best. It's the best. So really get into it if y'all really was interested or whatever. But today we're gonna do makeup in addition, obviously, to the story, the drinks, all the good stuff. Today we're going to be using the Glamlight Cake palette to do our look, in addition to the Glamlight Ice Cream palette. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed my cute little accessory here, but this is my little headband. I actually got this from Five and Below, just to give y'all the key on that, right? And it was giving me Bubbles vibes, like Powerpuff Girl vibes. So I was like, let's do a little look, with it. It's gonna be cute, If y'all hearing a bunch of noise, it's my AC. I'm sorry, it's hot in here. Which is why I don't have my shirt that matches the look on right now, because I need to not die of heat stroke before this, right? So cool. I'll have it on later, okay? Once you get the finished look, right? So with that being said, we have our palettes, we have our drinks, we have our story. I'm gonna let y'all say hi to Shay real quick, and we're gonna get into it. Shay, say hello to the people. Hello, friends, and welcome to Period. Now, I already told the people that we ready to go. We got our stuff, and we're ready. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Mr. Percy wasn't that hard to dig information on. Why is that? Damn, did you not run his name or license first to see who the man was? No, I didn't bother. Lazy. Anyways, he's an ex-felon. He spent some time locked up for armed robbery, but before that, he worked at a nursing facility out in the suburbs. What's the name of it? Mount Sinai Long-Term Health. Out in Lombard. It's all the way out in the western suburbs. Yeah. Sinai Long-Term Health. I said as I jotted down the name on a piece of paper. Do you know how long he worked there? Quite some time. About 6 years. He was a CNA. A male CNA. That's interesting. Why? I never thought men gravitated toward nursing careers. That's sexist as fuck. I got 2 male cousin nurses. One of them started off as a CNA. Shit, that's good money in nursing. True. Anyways, thanks, Candace. I owe you a lot. I'm about to ride out to this nursing facility. Once I got off the phone with Candace, I Googled the nursing facility. They were about a good 40 minutes outside of the city in a suburb called Lombard. I've been there a couple of times when I needed to go to the mall. As soon as I got the phone numbers of the location, I called them up and asked to speak with the director of human resources. Within seconds, I was connected to an individual. Dorinda Clark speaking. How can I help you? The woman answered the phone. No, Miss Clark. How are you today? I'm fine. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? My name is Detective Michael Coleman. I'm with the Homicide Investigations Unit within the Chicago Police Department. I'm a lead investigator working on the case. Oh, okay, she replied, sounding a bit confused. Well, how can I be of service to you? An employee of yours who used to work there, Percival Andrews. Yes, just got off the phone with someone to confirm his employment history. Right, that was our outside background investigations unit. I'm calling to follow up with some more information. Oh, I just don't like the sound of this, but ask away. Well, not to disclose too much information, but Mr. Andrews is the lead suspect in a murder investigation. Oh my God. Excuse me? Please tell me something bad didn't happen to Percy. He was such a wonderful man when he worked here. Everyone loved him. It's just so unfortunate what happened to him. Excuse me? Did you already hear what happened to him? No, not at all. What I meant was him getting locked up on a crazy crime. I just know he didn't do it. I still believe to this day he was framed. I can't wrap my head around why he would do something like that. That just wasn't his personality. Percival was an outstanding person. Well, I hate to break it to you, man, but Mr. Andrews broke into a woman's house last night and raped her. The victim luckily found the weapon and killed him out of self-defense. What? Yes, ma'am. Oh, no. No, I just don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Percy was a wonderful young man. He wouldn't harm a soul. Oh, Lord, I just feel
Girl,
so bad for it.
you don't know Percy.
Oh, yeah. I was now confused. Perhaps he did have a spouse or girlfriend of some sort. He had a girlfriend or what? Suddenly, weird silence came between us. Sounded like Miss Clark didn't know how to muster up the words. Damn. What is it, ma'am? Not too many people knew this, but what? Percy he's gay. Was gay. His blood was sharp. Are you certain about that, ma'am?
Pardon?
Oh, God. I really shouldn't be having this conversation. I could really get into a lot of trouble, Miss Clark said. How do I even know you're a police detective? This could be just anybody. I can meet you at your office in an hour. She agreed, and without hesitation, I grabbed my wallet, keys, phone, and stormed out of my
What is going on,
apartment
y'all?
conversation with Miss Clark. There's so much going on.
What's going on with the quadroons? This is crazy.
As soon as I left the house to let the Mexican boys clean up my place, I headed straight to some random ass hotel over in the South Loop. It was nice too. I had no idea what the name of this place was, but as soon as I hopped out of Paulette, I ran straight to the front desk and had them to put me up in the first room they had available. The room was gonna run me like $300 a night, but I didn't give a damn at this point. My sanity mattered more than money. Besides, I'd be damned if I was gonna stay up in some bed-bug infested shit. Baby, Vanita does not fuck with no motherfucking motels. I let them young raggedy hoes that sell they pussy for $40 stay up in those rag and roach motels. As soon as I got off the elevator on the 4th floor, I scurried down the hallway and dashed to my room. 408. Within seconds, I found the room, swiped the key card to let myself in, and then stormed in, letting the door close behind me. I quickly locked the door and took a huge sigh of relief. Yes, Lord. The lights weren't on, but sunlight peered in through the windows. I walked over to the queen-size bed and threw all my bags and shit on it. Suddenly, out of nowhere, those goddamn demonic visions of Clarence, Alice, and Percy appeared again. I gasped and was just about ready to dash out of the room. However, at this point, I knew it was all fake. Those visions were nothing but the devil. I was convinced. Satan thought he had one over on me, but he didn't realize he was messing with an appointed child of God.
Girl. No, ma'am, you're seeing them people because there's no rest for the wicked. What is she talking about? Yo, anointed is crazy.
To be stressed. So with that being said, I took a deep breath and flew down onto the navy blue carpet of the store. On my knees and went straight into deep prayer. Oh God, now the time to break me, to get these visions out of my mind. Sway thing that was going to work was nothing but prayer. Well, I cried out to the Lord, asking him to help me get these crazy demonic visions and voices out of my mind. I couldn't help but still see those motherfuckers laughing at me. He was laid up in the bed, fully naked, but his head was hanging onto his neck with a big piece of flesh. I didn't want to look because the sight was so traumatizing and gory. Then Alice, she was sitting down rubbing her head while she ate sunflower seeds. What in the hell? And of course, Clarence was standing in the mirror looking at himself. I closed my eyes shut and focused on nothing but the comforting words of the Lord. Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory is mine.
Shay is so foolish.
What you tell him? Keep singing my favorite. I should say joy.
Yes.
Because bright, blinding flashes of the past kept dancing in and out of my head. The crazy, vivid visions and voices kept coming and going, but for some odd reason, now I was able to mute the hell out of it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I began to cry. But I was crying the biggest tears of joy because I began to feel a sense of calm again. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Oh, I want to thank you. Started speaking in Alexa.
Yo, I can't. I cannot take it. Nah, this book is really crazy. This is actually I don't even know how the author of this book really took this seriously. At this point, what's happening?
Cover me. It's nothing but the Holy Ghost. Suddenly exploded into a praise break. The more I danced on the floor, the more I could see that those crazy thoughts were leaving my mind. God was telling me my past was my past and I had a glorious future to look forward to. God was still in control. Nothing but the devil was after me. And now the Holy Ghost was slaying him. Get thee away from me, Satan. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I kept yelling to the top of my lungs. Child, I didn't care if the people next door heard me. I had to get those demons away from me. You hear me? Tears swimming down my face. I calmed down once more. Standing frozen in the middle of the hotel room, I looked around. Nothing but serene quiet could be heard, minus the distant sound of a vacuum cleaner in the hallway outside of my doors. What's was on? Those motherfuckers were gone too. Those demons left. Yes, Jesus. My hands then began trembling with a sense of freedom. My body began quaking with joy. I need to call Dr. Jackson. I'm done with her ass. I've had enough of her. My purse was sitting on top of one of those nice mahogany oak dressers in the room. I dashed over, grabbed my purse, and pulled my phone out. I had that funky, know-it-all young bitch on speed dial, too. She was definitely...
Right. Like, first of all, she's still having hallucinations. You threw out your medicine already. Like, girl, that ain't the doctor's fault now. That's all you, baby.
I need to speak to Dr. Jackson, please. Demanded with the utmost embarrassing information in my phone. Wanted this big hole to fill all the heat I had. She can't come to the phone right now, but I can leave a message there. Dr. Jackson on the motherfucking phone right now. Excuse me? Oh, you heard me. need you to calm down and stop cursing at me. Are you a patient? Yes. Why the fuck else would I be calling? Ma'am, I am about to hang up.
Hello?
If your fat ass hang up on me, my dead husband's grave, I'm gonna come up there and snatch that cheap ass dollar store wig off your neck. Now put Dr. Jackson on the fucking phone right motherfucking now. Goodbye, ma'am.
Hello?
No, you didn't. Yes, you did. The fuck you didn't. Yes, I couldn't believe that heifer would hang the fuck up on me. Did she know who she was fucking with? I didn't have time for any of this shit. Let's pause. You're literally turning into monkey dust before our eyes. And you think you put fear in somebody? I don't think so. Let's play. This how these hoes wanted to play games. I was gonna run right down to that doctor's office and have a word face to face with Dr. Johnson, along with that nasty fat bitch sitting behind that damn front desk. It was already pushing 2 p.m.
And this is the lady who says she's a woman of God? Are y'all hearing it? This is what we're trying to say. If you are new here, this is what we've been talking about.
I mean, that's real true. She said she's a woman of the Lord. I mean, it was just victory is mine. Broke out in the spirit. Did it leave so quickly? Can't be praising my Lord.
Still etched so deeply in my mind. It's over. Completely over. I was glad I had Percy out of my life. And now all I wanted to do was just move on from everything and be there for Alice's family. More importantly, I really needed to talk to Lamar. Rushed back over to the dresser, grabbed my purse and pulled out my keys. Just as I was about to head out the door, my phone began buzzing. Yeah, bitch. One today. Miss Washington, this is Dr. Jackson. What's going on? Well, it's Dr. Jackson, and she sounded very concerned and frightened by my tone. Baby, I'm gonna tell you what the fuck is going on. I was just about to run down to that office of yours and have a word with you about this damn medication you got me on. Benita, please just sit down for a moment and take a deep breath. It sounds like you're having another breakdown. Please, just relax. We don't want you to get all worked up. Bitch, don't tell me to take a deep breath. One office once again began chasing me from the floor. It was tearing in my arms. And I didn't even want to have a conversation with it. Please, please. Calm down, honey. I'm here for you. Just tell me what's happening. I couldn't help but cry. It's making me go crazy. It's making me see dead people. What's wrong? Did something happen, Renita? Killed someone. Didn't mean to do it, but he pushed me. Killed him. Jackson took a deep gasp, then said, Renita, where are you? I'm in a hotel room. He tried to rape me. I had to defend myself. Renita, please, just relax, dear. Please tell me which hotel you're at. Do I need to send someone to pick you up? Suddenly, I stopped crying, and got angry all over again. My eyes exploded wide with fury. No, that nigga crossed me the wrong way and I killed him. I'll kill anyone else who crosses me the wrong way. I've done it before and I'll do it again. I swear to God. Anita, honey, please, just throw away that medication. That's the first thing you should do right now. Dr. Jackson demanded while she constantly tried to talk me down and get me to stay put. But at this point, I didn't want to hear anything else she had to say. I managed to get the voices and crazy images out of my head with the power of prayer, and it worked. I didn't need damn crazy pill or medication from these motherfucking doctors anymore. They were trying to kill me. I was convinced now. They were all trying to kill me. Miss Washington, I am here to help you. I just really need you to calm down and relax before you hurt yourself, honey. That's all I'm trying to do at this point. I want to to know what's really going on, dear. Please. I love you and I want to see the best for you. She keeps pleading with me. Still shaking and filled with anger, I ran over to the body mirror in the bedroom to take a quick glance at myself. The room was still dark, although some sunlight peered through the bedroom window. I turned the lights on and stared at myself in the mirror. Oh, how I looked so terrified. What in the hell was going on with me? Why was I doing this to myself? I was losing all my damn marbles. Why was I even going off on Dr. Jackson like this? Why did I curse out that receptionist like that? Are you still there, Vanita? Yes, I'm here, Dr. Jackson. I slapped my forehead and closed my eyes. Shaking my head, I stood there for a moment in disbelief that I was experiencing all this. Everything around me was so surreal, and I didn't even know if I was in reality anymore. Everything seemed so real and so fake at the same time. Vanita, just take a few deep breaths and listen carefully. You are probably experiencing some sort of psychosis. We need to get you into a hospital as soon as possible. And you just mentioned some moments ago that you may have harmed someone. Is this true or is this a hallucination?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I couldn't kill myself. I'd be up in age, but I couldn't kill myself.
Please. It sounds like you're beginning to experience the first stages of dementia, maybe even Parkinson's disease. These types of psychotic breakdowns are common for people with neurodegenerative disorders. Hearing the doctor utter those words instantly fired me up all over again. Oh no, baby, ain't nothing wrong with me. It ain't nothing but this goddamn medicine you gave me. All of this medicine. I was fine before I started messing with all of this stuff. The first medicine that made me a sex addict, then this other medicine got me seeing dead folks. Oh, hell no. I ain't trusting not a single word any of you doctors have to say. Come here, please. Bernita, I understand. You don't understand shit, bitch. What do you have to say? Friends feel like it's coming up, and I gotta help with the arrangements. What friend, Bernita? Yes, my friend. Friend? Bernita, please. We've talked about this before. We need to... I don't want to hear nothing you gotta say. I interrupted her in a roar. And with that, I immediately hung up. Alexa, yeah. Now, we know for sure Alice is dead. We know for sure she mentioned all of it.
Child, at this point,
I don't know. Because now we have the police officer. So which will the author of this for to create the police officer's voice if it's just in her head?
but why would it be an off the camera with her, without her kind of thing if it was a hallucination, right? So I'm pretty sure Alice is dead. Pretty sure that's the only thing that's really true right now. And Percy. And Percy.
Because they came because of Percy.
Mhm.
Right. Just wanted to be sure.
What the fuck she was talking about? I swear, they just be giving people degrees for any motherfucker. What in the hell did she know? Talking about Parkinson's disease. Bitch, you ain't over here shaking and shit. She had me all the way fucked up. I knew I had to be making a lot of ruckus. And it wouldn't surprise me if the hotel staff or even security came running to my room to see what was going on. But I didn't give a damn. I tossed my phone back onto the bed and stood in the mirror for a moment. Beads of sweat ran down my face. My mascara was running down my face. My eyes were still watery, but now they were intensely red from all the crying and yelling. I looked a hot-ass mess, and I'd be damned if I was gonna let this foolishness get the best of me. Bitch, boss up. Boss the fuck up, Bernita. Don't let these motherfuckers drive you crazy. You are a bad bitch. Bad bitch.
across my face. You know what? I'm finna go get me some dick. Fuck this shit. Chapter 30. Detective Mike Colvin. There's this feeling of looming joy you get when you assume you're close to solving some puzzle or some other game of mystery. It's that sensation rising deep up in you that gives you slight confirmation you were just about done solving some shit. But just when you think you're almost finished, almost done solving some shit that makes you feel like you're some Albert Einstein level genius, there's always that one puzzle piece that suddenly derails your victory. Well, that thrilling joy swam through my head right before I met up with Miss Clark. However, after a probing 30-minute conversation with Miss Clark here at this nursing facility, quest to solve the mystery to Miss Washington was derailed. I was more confused than ever. Why? Because this nigga Percy was gay. Yes, gay. Like, gay. There was just no other way to describe it. And what was Miss Clark's proof of Percy's sexual preference in men? Health insurance. When he worked at the nursing home, Percy had a conversation with her about putting his partner on his healthcare insurance plan. Seemed like after all, Mr. Andrews did have a significant other, and his name was Raquel Vickers. Exiting through the double doors of the nursing home, my mind was drawing blanks as to what
That's the boy that she was messing with.
able to get contact with Mr. Vickers. And there's the hint. Oh, the gym trainer.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on?
But do you know why this don't make no sense though? Because if Percy was so gay, so gay, why did he left Venita for another girl and got her pregnant? Like, what's going on? What's happening? Like, why would they just make him like, oh, he's so gay? You know, I would understand he's like, oh, he had a secret life, he was bisexual. Okay, that makes sense. But him being gay the whole time doesn't add up.
Right.
But anyways, proceed.
She met this Markel individual once. Said he was a nice-looking young man who was in great shape and worked as a fitness trainer. She couldn't tell me the name of the gym, but she did tell me that it was probably a gym not too far away from where Percy was living at the time. When we initially ID'd Percy as the suspect and that he was killed, we found out he lived down in South Shore. However, when one of the other investigators within my unit went to the apartment building listed on his ID, the landlord of the building told us that Percy had been living there for quite some time and that he had been evicted. With no further trace of where this man could have been living or staying, we just left it at that. I did explain to Miss Clark in great detail what happened to Percy, and she was just completely stunned. Told me she couldn't believe anything because Percy was such a down-to-earth, caring, and praying man who'd give his shirt off his back during the middle of a freezing blizzard if someone else needed it.
So
And
that's
it
the
wasn't
perfect
adding
window.
up.
Right.
I trekked through the parking lot, feeding for a square. The sun was still out, yet the temperatures were dropping. Roaring winds were cutting through this leather jacket I had on. Shit, I probably should have put on a thicker coat, but whatever. I didn't give a fuck about freezing. The only thing I cared about at the moment was cracking this cake. Speaking of which, I needed to call up Jake and ask if those results came back from the rep kit. Hopefully some nicotine would put a blaze in my brain cells and make me start putting shit together. To Mr. Andrews. Other than the armed robbery record, which turned out to also be related to a home invasion, I had no reason to believe that this Percy guy was a violent rapist, especially now considering that the man was gay. I mean, you can't put shit on certain people. Hell, everyone was capable of possibly committing some crazy ass crime, especially under the right circumstances. But so far, all I knew about this Percy individual was that he was a nice, unassuming, closeted gay man who out of nowhere committed two crazy ass crimes. One related to robbery, one related to rape. Let Miss Clark tell it. He wasn't capable of any type of foul play. I got back into my car and checked my cell phone for missed text messages. The first message I saw was from Candace. She texted me some information about Percy. He had been in and out of the foster care system for all of his childhood. Never graduated high school, but he got a GED
phone in the passenger seat and checked the car's engine. Idling for a moment, I had the urge to call Jake and tell him what I found out. I also had the urge to dash back over to Miss Washington's place and ask her some more questions, because I just needed to know the full details of her relationship with Lucy. Yeah, so I know I wasn't supposed to be digging deep like this.
But why is that not public record that you can bring up?
Nevertheless, at this point, with no information, I had to ask these questions because not only was my hunch still there, but now on a scale of 1 to 10, that phone was coming in at a strong 100. Something was off. Big time. Time was of the essence. So with that being said, I quickly threw the car in reverse and headed out of the parking lot, hoping to hit the E-way ASAP. It was pretty close to 3 now, and there was a likelihood traffic was going to be a bitch. I just had to go ask Miss Washington some follow-up questions. Hopefully she was still home. Hell, she should be. It was if she really was a traumatized rape victim. Shit. Most of the victims of rape or any other form of extreme trauma who I'd interviewed over the years barely left their houses, even after they'd been through a horrible situation. It was something...
Not if it was at their house.
Earlier, too.
Is he slow? No, him thinking he's Sherlock Holmes? Slow. That man is slow.
The truth was inching closer and closer, and I knew this case was just going to get reopened once I solved another piece to this crazy-ass puzzle. I made my way onto the expressway, hoping rush hour didn't begin yet. To my luck, 290 was virtually empty. Just that quick, I forgot I needed to follow up with Jake about those rape kit test results, so I reached over to the passenger seat, grabbed my phone, and dialed Jake. Within seconds, he answered the phone with a laugh, then roared. What the fuck are you doing calling me, Colvin? You're supposed to be asleep. I can't sleep. I got something to tell you. Dude, get a bottle of Jack, smoke a cigar, and call it a fucking night. You're stressing yourself out, my guy. The job isn't that serious. Whatever. Something isn't right, Jake. Don't tell the lieutenant this, but I just left Mr. Andrews' last place of employment before he got locked up. Something's not right. Oh, God. What the fuck are you doing, man? Do you really want to get in trouble, brother?
Brother.
I told you something wasn't right. Intuition fails me. Oh, I'm telling you, I can't be wrong about this. What? Jake, and how in the fuck would she know that? He worked at this nursing home. He tried to get his partner onto his health insurance plan, but because they weren't legally married, he couldn't do it. Crazy thing was that she still had a health insurance application in this, and the dude was even listed on it as a domestic partner. I'm telling you, something isn't right. I just know it. Okay, well, how does this change much? Jake asked, as I could hear him tapping what sounded like a pen or pencil on his desk. Besides, what the fuck are you doing, man? You know you don't have the lieutenant's permission to be going out of your way to have fucking conversations with individuals over a closed investigation, he said, sounding as if he was whispering. I guess he didn't want anyone to hear what he was saying. That was his way of protecting me. If someone else in the unit would have heard this conversation, they probably would have marched right to the lieutenant's office to snitch. And I wouldn't put it past anyone because I wasn't that much of a well-liked individual in our unit. Other than Candace and Jake, everyone else loved the fact that I had an extreme work ethic. Sorry I couldn't help the fact that I did my job and I did it with conviction. Listen, Jake, our suspect spent years working at fucking nursing homes all throughout Chicago. Sure, it was stand for armed robbery, which to a degree is starting to sound very out of character. I'm gonna look more into that, but this man knew our victim pretty well. Even she said it. She's not telling the full truth about the situation. I'm not lying her story at all. But just do me a favor and just see if those test results can come from the break-in. Alright, let me see if I have any of the break-in results. Jake said. Speeding through traffic, I waited impatiently like the kid on Christmas Eve. I just knew once he opened those results, we'd have all the evidence we needed to corroborate the fact that Miss Washington wasn't some all-out victim of sexual assault. Bingo. They added into the case notes. Let's see what we got here. Jake nodded. Okay. At the bottom reads, there was no essentially, we have an inconclusive record. Come on, Colvin. What the fuck does that even prove?
That just proves she killed him before he got to nut. like what? But that's even if he was close to nutting in general. You have to be about to nut to pre-cum.
Okay, but what exactly are you getting in here? Two and two together. It goes over the victim's house. And there's no screaming or yelling for immigration.
What happened to Mr. Kirkpatrick? Right.
I'm gonna be in contact with this significant other too. Look, Toby, just stop in your head, okay? You gunning after this 76-year-old woman so hard. Besides, so what if the suspect was gay? How do we even know that's the truth? What if he was lying to get healthcare benefits for a friend? What if he was bisexual?
Hello?
We don't know his sexuality, and we won't get that now because our suspect is dead. I'm gunning after the truth. But now that you mention it, there's even more chance the victim may have actually been in some sort of relationship with the suspect. He said, no. God, no. That woman is literally old enough to be the suspect's grandmother. That would be terrible. God, that's fucking disgusting.
He dragged it.
Dude, go to fucking sleep. You're losing your shit. Think about this for a moment. This woman drives a fucking Mustang. She's a widow. She has no children. Mind you, I don't know if you know this, but the woman's house. Did you also know some of the wardrobe she got in that? Nothing about that woman's house gave off humble church-going grandma vibes. This woman probably has a thing for younger guys. Put my money on it. And even if she did, how does that change this already closed investigation? Really pushing it. What if he didn't?
Shay, turn to your wide spectrum.
She ended up killing him. Her confession was suffice.
There we go.
You were really fucking pushing it. You mean to tell me you're going to accuse this woman of outright homicide? There's something deeper to the story. What you doing, bro? I can't fathom why a young guy like Mr. Andrews would form this year-long friendship with a woman who's literally decades older than him. It makes no sense at all. But it makes all the sense. Look, I'm gonna start working on this new case, but Colvin, you really need to drop this shit and move the fuck on. You're fucking pushing it. Like, you're asking for more than a department move. You're asking to get fucking fired. Yeah. Look, go ahead and work on that case. I'm gonna continue digging. Colvin, what the fuck are you doing? Jake,
I hate this voice.
And you letting him shoot his bullshit at me? Ended the phone call. Honestly, Jake was right. I had no idea what I was really doing at this point, and once again, I could hear the words of the lieutenant fire off in the back of my mind. Let it go. Stop being so fucking obsessed. But obsession was what made me good at my job. And the lack of obsession is what made some people just absolutely suck at good police work. With that being said, as crazy as it sounded, I was speeding my ass right back over to Miss Washington's place to ask that woman some more questions. In fact, I was going to ask her a million questions, and if she didn't like it, then oh fucking well. With the day fading into late
This is
afternoon,
called harassment.
I just want as soon as possible before Lisa started blowing my phone up again. The last thing I needed was to run her some more game. That would have just been a complete asshole move on my part. 20 minutes minutes later, I was now idling on the side street, right in front of Miss Washington's townhouse. The cleaning crew that she'd hired to clean up her place was still there, but I didn't see her car parked out front. Perhaps she went to go run some errands. But who the fuck was running errands when that ass was just in the hospital not too long ago after being raped? Looking out the passenger window, I turned off the
Okay.
and slipped around. It's definitely against the law, but at this point, I kind of didn't care. If she came back and called me, I'd just run her some crazy excuse. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized it just would have been stupid for me to do. I couldn't just walk up into someone's house without a warrant. Not only would it cost me my job, but that would definitely land me behind bars. I had to think of something else. But with time quickly passing and no idea where this woman was, I had to at least make an attempt. I sat in the driver's seat some more, contemplating my next move. Fuck it. I turned the car engine off, yanked the keys out of the ignition, and rushed out of the car toward the driveway. But before I could make it to the door, I heard someone yell out, "Sir, are you the police?" I turned to my left and saw an older white man cautiously making his way toward me. "Yes, I am," I responded. "How can I help you?" I instantly recognized him. He was Miss Washington's neighbor. "Hi, I'm Dan. Dan Stokes. I'm Vanita's neighbor," he replied, extending his hand toward me. I shook it. "I'm Detective Colvin. How can I be of assistance?" "I'm concerned about Vanita. I've been meaning to say something for some time now, but I'm thoroughly concerned about her welfare. She hasn't been the same for quite some time now. I don't know what's going on with her." Instantly, my brow rose out of curiosity. "Oh, can you explain?" Mr. Kilpatrick, probably in his mid to late 70s, gripped his waist and pursed his lips as if he was trying to hide a confession. From the slight look on his face, I knew that old white man was about to tell me something that would help me further drill down on just exactly who this woman was. He needed to mention. I think she may even have Parkinson's disease.
Now the neighbor's a doctor.
The story started off so good. Now it's literally, it's terrible.
I think it only sucks because I hate the police officer.
I don't like the general direction the story is going.
Like, we knew the police was gonna get involved because we found out Lamar dirty and stuff like that. We knew this was coming, right? But it's not giving what I thought it was gonna give. Sips tea.
Oh,
I don't know if you all are made aware of this, but she was recently hospitalized. She almost burned down her house. My face instantly twisted with surprise. Realize, do you know why she was admitted or what ended up being wrong? No, I don't know it all, sir, but my suspicion tells me that Vanita either has Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. I think she's been diagnosed, but it's just been ended. Earlier this morning, when she came out from the hospital, I just struck up a conversation with her, but she was going off on the taxi cab driver who drove her off. She told me everything was fine and just brushed me off, but as I watched her go inside of her house, I heard her speaking to herself. I tried my best to ignore everything, but something tells me that she's just not well. Everything she's doing reminds me of my deceased wife. A frown came across Mr. Kilpatrick's face, and then tears swam down his wrinkled cheeks.
okay.
Judy, my wife, died from Alzheimer's, and I see the signs in Vanita. Something's just wrong, and I know it. She needs help, sir. I just fear that she also might be showing signs of hallucinations. I was truly taken aback, and then my mind began to drift off into different possibilities of what may or may not have happened last night. What do you mean? Even before all the craziness last night, from
time to time, I see her talking to herself in the driveway. It was like she was having full-on conversations with people. Often I didn't want to say no.
No, but remember she was talking to the new neighbors outside, and there was nobody actually there. So, I don't know. Was he nosy or was she making a scene?
Washington was just so strange. But when I see him, he carried dumbbells and other exercise equipment with him. Perhaps it was her fitness instructor or something. You never meet often exercise at the health club over on 47th Street. A light bulb instantly went off in my head. I had to get over to the gym on 47th Street.
Oh my God.
LA Fitness. The LA Fitness. Okay, thank you. Well, I have to get going. Came by to check on her, but I see she isn't home. But she left the cleaning crew here by themselves? That's interesting. Mr. Kilpatrick shrugged his shoulders. Well, I have to get going. My stomach is killing me and I'm gonna roast in the oven. Thank you so much. Mr. Kilpatrick gave me a nervous smile, then walked back over to his driveway. I watched him go inside before I proceeded to make my way up Miss Washington's driveway and toward her front door. I rang the doorbell, but I'm sure the sound of what sounded like high-powered vacuum cleaners drowned out the chiming. I wanted to see if someone would come to the door. I looked around and then exhaled, knowing I was possibly committing career suicide by entering this woman's house without a search warrant. Fuck it, I grunted, grabbing the doorknob and opening the front door. Guess it was my luck that the door had been unlocked. Once again, that deep intuitive feeling began to fire off in my core. As I cautiously walked inside the house, the sound of the vacuuming became more pronounced, damn near cracking my ears. Nonetheless, looking around the townhouse, I was amazed at just how lavish this place was on the inside. The woman had this place completely decked out. It didn't quite hit me just how much luxury this woman was living in when I arrived on scene earlier this morning. I glanced over into the living room, taking in the expensive leather couches, the high-end entertainment center, and other pieces of furniture that looked like they were imported from somewhere in Europe. It's none of your business. But it was mind-blowing. According to my notes, the woman was a retired DMV worker. I didn't know what my deceased husband did for a living. Nevertheless, nothing about this place screamed that it belonged to a woman who processed driver's license applications for a living.
I mean, but what's that got to do with her murdering that guy?
In case.
Nothing.
No. But all of this was very much still a mystery. Here you have a woman married to a man for decades, but then he dies, presumably from natural causes. They had no children, no identifiable next of kin, no family, friends, or associates. Miss Washington, oddly enough, was a lone wolf. But then again, she did mention a friend, and this woman was recently deceased, apparently. Now that I've thought about it, Miss Washington was probably at a friend's wake or funeral. Perhaps she decided to spend some time with this friend's relatives.
And you in that lady's house by her.
I made my way past the kitchen and laughed when I saw a fruit bowl filled with tangerines sitting on the countertop. Shaking my head and chuckling, I tripped down the hallway as I made my way toward the master bedroom. As I got closer toward the bedroom, I saw the two Mexican guys dressed in white jumpsuits, furiously vacuuming the entire bedroom floor. The blood and gore from earlier this morning was gone. The bedroom looked completely different. Looked like a presidential
presidential suite up in the damn W or some other upscale hotel in downtown. I want to disturb the guy because they look like they were deep into work, and if they were anything like me, I'd hate it to be fucking distracted. I had to know where Miss Washington went. I gently knocked on the side of the door, and suddenly the two men turned around and looked at me. They both turned their vacuum cleaners off and then pulled N95 masks down from their mouths. "Excuse me, but who are you?" one of them asked. They both looked like they were no older than 30. "Hey guys, I'm Detective Colvin with the Chicago Police Department," I said as I pulled out my badge and ID and flashed it to them. "Do you know where Miss Washington went?" His shoulders. "Seems like she took off to go stay with someone or something. I don't know, but she told me to get her place cleaned up as soon as possible and locked up over done." Responded once again, shrugging his shoulders. No? Paused a moment and then awkward silence filled the room. "Keep going," I told them, and began to proceed back down the hallway. However, a sudden thought came to mind. This lady really trusted these two guys to be by themselves? Wait, I'm confused. Excuse me, one more thing. So she just took off and told you guys to clean the place up? How are you going to lock up? "She gave us the key," the other guy responded. Interesting. My bad feeling began to grow in intensity. Really interesting. Anyways, I'll get going. Thanks for the information. One of the guys got to grab my attention. "She's kind of weird, bro. Like, fucking weird as shit. Before she left out, we heard her talking to herself. It was almost as if she was having a full-on conversation with someone else in the bathroom." Was she on her cell phone or something? Both of the cleaners looked at each other, then they looked at me as if they'd seen a ghost. "No, not at all. She said she was on the phone, but when she walked out of the bathroom, she grabbed the cell phone off her nightstand. It was strange as shit. She might be crazy. She didn't even
Leave that old lady alone. She's going through enough.
My eyebrow lifted with more curiosity. Yeah, what happened?
Everyone involved.
Well, I guess you all do have the right to know, but she was last night, and then she killed the alleged perpetrator. Okay, no, listen, pause. Now you're violating privacy. I guess you have a right to know why, because they're doing their job.
Right. This is her house.
You just walked into her house for no reason.
Envelope opening. That's why there's blood everywhere. But looks like you did a pretty good job, you see. I told you she was crazy as shit. The other guy laughed. Let's just hurry up. Be good vibes from this chick. I don't either. The two guys quickly turned their vacuum cleaners back on and went right back to work. This time, they seem to be putting in 100% more effort to get the bedroom spotless as quickly as possible so they can get out of there. Interesting how even they picked up on the woman's crazy vibes. More proof in the pudding that Miss Washington was definitely missing a few screws in her head. I exited out of the bedroom and made my way back down the hallway. A part of me wanted to check out the other rooms in the house.
That woman is suffering from a mental illness.
I opened the first door off to my left.
And this is their
It was
response.
a guest bathroom. Nothing of interest in there.
No, is she a good person? No.
Open another door that too was on the left.
But listen.
The door opened. I strode into what looked like a guest room. Nothing but a single queen size mattress sitting on top of a wood frame bed sitting in the center of the room. When the lights were off, I noticed they did not have resources as a choice. Maybe at some point this bedroom was occupied by a young boy or kid. And again, Miss Washington didn't have
Well,
kids.
he said it was legal before he went in there, so.
I walked deeper into the room and then over to a sliding door closet with
Yeah, but if you're trying to make a case, all of this is
the
proof of
closet
a
door
poisonous
opening.
tree.
Quickly scanned the
Right.
small closet down. It was completely empty. Not a single hanger was in sight. I quickly closed the closet door, then dashed out of the room. At this point, I definitely was treading on thin ice by searching this woman's house with no warrant. And even if I wanted to get a warrant, I needed a justifiable cause. And a justifiable cause I didn't have. Only thing I had in possession was just this hunch. This hunch had better lead me to a fucking pot of gold. Otherwise, I was going to be out of a pension. Although my gut was telling me
You need to be in jail. That's what you need to be.
There was a part of me that kept envisioning that at any moment she could come bumbling through the front door and catch me. It would definitely be over for me. Old ladies like her were professionals at complaining. And despite the fact that she'd have to call up a long chain lieutenant, old people had all the fucking time in the world to get in contact with the right head person. Shit was in deep risk, but there was just something that just kept compelling me to search the fuck out of this woman's house. Even if it meant committing career suicide. I made my way through the door toward the end of the hallway on the right. Before I opened the door, I looked down toward the master bedroom just to make sure I didn't see those two guys staring at me, wondering what in the hell I was doing going through the woman's shit. The last thing I wanted was to come to her house and then they witnessed me snooping through her shit. And again,
You just entering her house without her being there is already a problem. So.
cautiously opened it and peered in the dark room. It was completely empty. I looked back down the hallway again one more time just to make sure I didn't have curious eyes on me. Clear. Strode in and rushed over to another closet. Slid the door open. This closet too was empty. I grumbled and quickly slid the closet door closed. Rushed out of the room and then closed the door, shaking my head out of frustration as if it was the kitchen, making my way toward the door. However, my eyes caught hold of another door between the stove and another closet door that was probably a pantry. I froze. There wasn't a door leading to a garage. Maybe it was a bigger pantry? I didn't know, but once again, my curiosity was boiling over like lava from a volcano. The debate went on in my conscience as to what my next move was going to be. My unbelieving eyes were enslaved to the doorknob. Okay. I reached over to the door and opened it. Although the room was bright light coming from the kitchen allowed me to get a partial glimpse of what exactly this room was. And indeed, was a pantry. Shelves were installed to the wall and they were lined with canned goods, boxes of cereal, towels, and other typical dry goods. Miss Washington had enough food and other items to survive an apocalypse or a natural disaster. This must have been one of those extreme couponers. People like that got on my fucking nerves. Get out of the house like that, bro.
Because what evidence would she have in her house if she let two random cleaners stay in her house without her being there?
Then to my surprise, there was
What could she have in the house?
Damn, this house is a fucking maze. I walked inside the pantry and I glanced up, noticing there was a small lighting fixture in the center of the ceiling. I looked over my shoulder and saw the light switch. I put the light on and then walked over to the other door. I paused for a moment, debating whether or not I should yet again take another dive down this rabbit hole. And well, I've gone this far. Might as well see what the hell this lady got up in her house. I grabbed the doorknob, slowly opened the door yet again. To my motherfucking shock, I stood staring down a dark staircase. I began to proceed down the stairs and then rubbed the side of the wall to see if there was a light switch. There was. I turned on what was a small ceiling light that immediately lit up the entire staircase. Nausea growing within me, I descended down the staircase. The sound of my foot stomping against the hardwood steps echoed in my ear as I got closer and closer to the bottom floor. Once there, I stared off into nothing but a dark room. I pulled out my cell phone and turned on the flash to illuminate my surrounding area. Then I saw another light switch. When I realized that I was in a virtually empty basement.
Whose body would be in there?
Painted the light sea green. The only piece of furniture in the room was a single shelf that was lined with books. I walked deeper into the basement.
It's probably just a regular bunker.
Another door to journey through. There was one. However, from the rumbling I could hear emanating from it, it probably was just a boiler room. I strolled over to the door, grabbed the doorknob to open it, but the door was locked. I noticed you needed a key to gain entry. The boiler room had a weird, putrid smell coming from it, and the smell wasn't something similar to a dead body. Shit. I needed to recognize that smell from 1,000 miles away. The smell was moldy, almost a bit fishy. Perhaps there was some rotting wood in there. Besides, if Miss Washington was some crazy serial killer, which I knew she wasn't, she wouldn't store the bodies in her house. Nah, she was the type to dispose of dead bodies in a vacant property somewhere. I don't even know why I was thinking like that. The woman was damn near 80, and so far I knew absolutely nothing about her. I didn't even know what was allowing my mind to think she was a murderer. I was really taking things too far now, but man, she had a hunch.
I mean, is she?
The woman looked around this room. The only reason she killed Percy is because she knew trying to go to the right attention.
I mean, that and Percy did threaten to kill her.
On that shelf.
Anybody who threatens to kill me, I gotta kill you first.
With books that were probably collecting decades worth of dust, scanning each section of the shelf.
So I don't know. I feel like that's debatable. Her being a murderer is debatable. She did kill Clarence, though. That's a fact. She's a murderer in that regard. But Percy, Percy had it coming. Percy had it coming. Percy had it coming before that. When he was up in her room doing all that stuff the last time, that's when she tried to kill him the first time. That's when he really was supposed to die.
Grab the laptop.
But hey,
all the evidence I needed was right there on that laptop. Grab it, Mike. You can't grab the fucking laptop. Illegal. This old bitch. I grabbed the laptop and rushed over to the light switch to turn the lights off in the basement. I ran back up the staircase, and before I exited out, I turned the staircase light off as well. Definitely didn't want to leave any trace that someone had been down in her basement. I exited out the pantry, rushed into the kitchen, and just before I made my way to the front door, I looked down the hallway and noticed the two cleaners were still going at it. They were completely undistracted and probably didn't even realize I was still in the house. Perfect. I mumbled to myself and pulled out the front door. I looked open the trunk and put the laptop on top of my shit. I then hopped in the front seat, shut the engine up, and sped off, making my way home. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was going to get forensics to check out the blood on this laptop. Chapter 31. Renita. What's in my crap?
That's why. What is happening? What is going on with the quadroon? Alexa, play.
My fingers as I screamed the lyrics to that song. Baby, this tune was my jam. Love me. Ratchet, she not gonna choose ass. I don't know she needs some dental work, but she knows she can make some nasty music. I had to get the hell out of that hotel and get back to my new self. I'd be damned if all these crazy hallucinations drive me to insanity. So, I was making my way on time to go check out and try and get my motherfucking drink on and hopefully give me some dick. Honestly, at this point, I was willing to let a white boy get a feel for these his sugar walls. It was almost 5 p.m. and that meant that pretty soon a bunch of good-looking white men were going to be flooding all the bars and taverns for happy hour. Honestly, I was tired dealing with niggas. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my black men, but sometimes I just didn't want to have to deal with all the drama and downright fucking bullshit those niggas made to go through. Sometimes the dick just wasn't worth it, especially considering everything I went through with Percy. For right now, I just wanted to go to a good bar, drink some bourbon, meet me a fine-ass white man that looked like Tom Cruise, and get my fat, juicy pussy sucked and fucked on. Although it was a tad chilly today, I
As the drop top pulled back as I glided down the street, light gusts blew through my hair. The streets were crowded with all sorts of people who looked like they were in a rush to make it to the train or bus. The sound of taxi cabs honking their horns filled the air. I usually hated driving through downtown, but I was just so relieved to know I wasn't hearing any of those crazy voices, let alone seeing those crazy apparitions. The devil was surely alive, and I'd be damned if I was going to let him get the best of me. Although I knew I was about to engage in some sin for the evening, I knew my heart. I knew I was a big child of his. I had to do what I had to do to make myself feel whole again. Don't play with me. I had no idea what bar I was going to go to, so I slowly drove down Michigan Avenue, turned off a random street, and found the closest parking garage. That was something else I absolutely hated about driving in downtown. Parking was so expensive. I pulled up to the gate, and behold, some young, muscular, light-skinned nigga with tattoos running all up and down his neck and arms hopped out of the booth. Then walked up to the driver's side window. Good afternoon, ma'am. How long are you going to be here? Please, replied to his sexy ass, smiling and licking my lips. I don't know. Thinking for a few hours. Well, it's going to be $30 because there's an event going on. Just that quickly, I became pissed. Because to him, young man, you and I know that is some kind of event is going on. Sometimes over in Millennium Park. He said it nonchalant. Although I was angry as hell, I went ahead and dug in my pocketbook. I got anything else. This is maybe $220 bills. I was scared of him as he was a notepad at his hand. Looking down at his jeans. Resting on the side of his leg.
But it was crazy.
Here's your receipt. If you fit in the window. I looked up and it began. This white man was up in his face and his head down to me. Who are you? Where'd that other boy go? Excuse me? This white man replied, looking confused.
Excuse me?
I've been standing here the entire time. Oh, no. It's a young black man who was just standing here. I've been watching for this fucking project. Everything okay? Not saying anything back to him. Just yanked the receipt and decal out of his hand. Rolled the car window up and then drove through the gate. Oh, Lord. My mind was playing tricks on me again. Or perhaps because I was so horny, I was just imagining folks. Then again, I was deluding myself. I was getting attacked again because obviously that young man wasn't real. My heart thumped with anxiety and something deep down.
Not you seeing people you don't even know now.
Into a hospital. Quickly getting that dress with all this. I didn't want to deal with these damn doctors anymore. That was the worst. The absolute worst. Burying the anxiety in the back of my mind, ignoring the possibility that something was truly wrong with me, I slowly drove up the leading me to the second floor of the garage. Rumbled. I kept seeing each parking spot was occupied. This entire garage was packed to the brim. Now, making my way up to the third floor, I continued driving until finally I found the spot all the way toward the back. But to my luck, I noticed that the spot was close to the elevator. Thank God, because I noticed earlier my hip was a bit sore, and if I planned on getting some dick tonight, I couldn't fuck with no damn stairs. I needed all the strength in my ass and hip muscles to take a good pound, and I pulled into the spot for a second. I just sat back and closed my eyes. I began to drift off, hoping that those hallucinations and voices were truly over. Lord, please bring me through this fire. I prayed, rubbing the side of my head. Just as I was about to turn the car engine off, my cell phone began ringing. My phone was connected to the Bluetooth system in my car, so I instantly saw Sharpay's phone number flashing across the screen. Just then and there, I became sad all over again. Damn,
It just totally that Alice was gone. I didn't know how I managed to forget about it. It just happened. But I guess because I was so stressed out from my own situation, I just totally forgot about Alice. Oh, Lord, what in the world was I doing right now? I should have been over at Alice's house helping Sade and the rest of the family with the arrangements. Me contemplating whether or not I should answer. I truly needed some nasty sex just to get my mind off of things. All this was just too much for me. Just as I was about to ignore the phone call and get out of the car, guilt instantly slapped me in the face. I hit the answer button on the steering wheel. Oh, Shay, girl. I've been meaning to call. How are you holding up? I was just out and about running errands and whatnot. Hey, Miss Bonita, I was just calling to check on you because I hadn't heard her talk to you in a while. Is everything okay? She asked. I suddenly became confused. Wait, what are you talking about? I just saw you a few days ago. Miss Bonita, we haven't talked in a while. It's been a few months. What are you talking about? Sade, I know you're going through it, baby. It's gonna be all right. God is still in control. Miss Renita, I'm so confused right now. I have no idea what you're talking about. Baby, this is in a better place. Sure, she was a praying woman. She loved the Lord. It's hard, baby, but she's looking down on us right now. Believe that.
Alice ain't dead, y'all. Alice ain't dead, y'all.
Miss Renita, and yes, I pray. Do you need me to come over and help y'all out with the funeral arrangements? Who got the body? I don't want my friend going to any old okey-doke funeral home. Some of these people will put too much makeup on the body. Damn shame. Half folks are looking like they in a circus or something. Oh, and what church did Alice belong to? These churches don't do people right. Oh, no. Miss Vanita, is everything okay? Hey, you keep asking me that. Are you okay? Miss Vanita, but why do you keep asking about Mama? She's been dead for years, Miss Vanita. What are you talking about? Pause. Stop playing with me. Pause.
Y'all, what's going on? What's going on? Like, what's going on? I don't even. No. No way. What?
Alice has been dead for years. Excuse your mouth. Excuse me.
Y'all, I'm confused. No, they just keep doing this to us. What's happening? Let me I gotta drink to that, because what's going on?
I just want to know what's going on.
If Alice has been dead for years, then how did this whole story don't make no sense no more now?
Who she been visiting?
Who she been visiting? How did Lamar get into the conversation if Alice been dead? Confusion on all sides. All right.
Alexa, play.
Miss Vanita, I think you might be losing your memory. Mama's been dead for nearly 5 years. What? Miss Vanita, Mama dropped. Karen almost had nothing in particular. I was trying my hardest to register the words that Sade just dropped on me, but my mind began to go blank. I didn't know what else to think at this point. I couldn't even formulate the words. I gotta go, Sade. I got errands to run. I'm fine. Ain't nothing wrong with me. You just take care of yourself, child. Miss Renita, do you want me to come by and help you out? It sounds like you might need some help around the house. Have you been going to the doctor? Girls just died.
messing with me. He just died. I yelled out as tears dripped down my cheeks. I started to get really nervous. Then as I tried my hardest to hold on for what Charlie was saying, it was starting to make sense. Oh Lord, this has been dead. Funeral was here. This entire time I had been having full-on conversations with her and she really wasn't even there. Now that I thought about it, the memories I had of her were all jumbled together. I didn't know what was the past or present. Okay, Miss Vernita, just calm down. You don't sound so well. Let me come by and help you out. It might take me some time to get there, but I can be there in 2 hours. I just gotta let Lamar and the kids know. What are you talking about, Charlie? Lamar? Messing around with your mama's boyfriend? No, Miss Vernita. Lamar is my husband, remember? You were even at our wedding on the cruise. Remember?
Oh my God.
She continued to plead with me that I needed help. Why was she messing with me?
What?
I just knew I wasn't dreaming up none of this mess.
Yes, you were.
I think she was fucking with me.
I think she's fucking with me. Girl, you fucking with yourself at this
All
point.
of this right here had to be some joke. But then again, maybe it wasn't. Oh, Lord. I looked at myself in my rearview mirror. Lord, I was ill. I was really losing my mind. Now silent. I just sat in my seat, thinking hard about everything.
You need to pull your doctor.
I was losing my mind. Lord, Lord, make it go away. Make it all go away. They coming after me. Miss Vernita, just make it home safely. I'll be there soon. Sade begged. She began talking to what must have been her children in the background. I started to feel very nauseous, and a wave of forgetfulness began to drown me out. I could hear Sade keep talking to me, but at this point, her words were sounding all like mumbo jumbo. Okay, I'm gonna go on now, dear. I ain't feeling too well. I told Sade and then hung up the phone. I sat back in the car for a second just to try to gather my thoughts. Everything was so confusing. I looked in the mirror and didn't even recognize my own damn self. I didn't even know my own name. In fact, I didn't even know where I was at. Why was I here? Why was I in this parking garage and not back at my home? In a daze, I didn't know what to do next. I was getting terrified. I took a glance at myself once more in the rearview mirror, but instantly gasped when I saw my deceased mother in the backseat.
Okay.
Mama? I shook my head and closed my eyes. I looked again. She was gone. Oh, how I missed my mother and my father, and even Clarence. I was just ready to go home to be with the Lord. She was swelled in my eyes, and I shook off the thoughts of dying. Okay, child, I need to get home. I don't even know how to drive this here automobile. I put the keys in the ignition just as I was about to pull out of the parking spot. My phone began ringing. Just like that, I snapped back into reality, and I knew exactly where I was at. I stared off and tried to recollect where I was at again, just to be sure. I was in downtown, just about ready to go out to drink and meet up with someone. My name is Vernita. Vernita Ernestine Washington. I was born on May 26, 1943, at 6 Lewks, Chicago. Okay. Sister Nancy.
You can stop blaming that medication. You haven't been taking it for a while now, honey.
Once again, I found myself in a daze. I stared over at the car radio console playing and thought just to get back to the name flashing. I didn't know if he had even guessed my phone number. I didn't even talk to that man like that. Then again, I must have given it to him. The phone kept ringing and ringing, and sure as hell didn't want to answer it, let alone be bothered by him. But it just kept ringing. He was adamant.
hit the answer button on my steering wheel. Renita, how are you? Did you get my phone number? Three bodies in your basement.
Oh wow.
Mr. Kilpatrick? Messing with me. These here games y'all playing on me. Shay, now you're making me really upset. Renita, please, calm down. Please. The cops are all over the place. Where are you? He's screaming into the phone. Can't take this shit no more. I can't. My mind was beginning to see flashbacks of my life. Everything was all jumbled together once more, and then I drew blank. Got out of the car and just began to aimlessly roam around the dimly lit parking garage. Chapter 32. Detective Mike Colvin. It was almost close to 6 when I finally made my way to Lisa's apartment. After I left Miss Washington's apartment, I jetted straight home and threw on the nicest outfit I could scrounge up without needing to iron. I was tired as fuck, but gassed up knowing I had the final puzzle piece in putting everything together with Miss Washington. That old bitch was going down for sure. I sent Lisa a text and told her I was outside, ready to pick her up for our date tonight. A few minutes later, she rushed through the front door. Go to her door. My mouth flung wide open when I realized she was dressed like she was about to go to the fucking mayor's ball or some shit. Damn, I felt kind of bad because it was obvious she'd never been to a really nice restaurant before. Clad in this very revealing red dress, I had it in me to tell her she was a tad overdressed. Lisa stayed over in Washington Park, which wasn't too far away from my crib over in Woodlawn. Although this part of the South Side was a bit safer compared to other sides, Washington Park definitely had its rough spots, and unfortunately, Lisa and her kids stayed in the roughest. Once she hit the sidewalk, she took deliberate steps toward my car. I could see she had on some tall pumps, and one misstep would have had her collapsing to the ground. I got out of the car and then opened the passenger door for her. "You look nice," I said, smiling as I helped her in. I took a quick glance at her hand and noticed she had the bracelet on her wrist. Damn, now I was starting to feel a bit bad.
Oh, wow. Really?
She said.
Why do you have that smirk on your face? Am I overdressed or something?
Nah, not really. I lied. The last thing I wanted to do was make her feel out of place, and then we'd have to possibly waste another hour for her to find a more appropriate outfit. Yeah, Ruth's Chris was a nice restaurant, but it damn sure wasn't some fancy schmancy place. I go to the driver's side, in the car, and began to put my seatbelt on.
Oh my God. I meant to tell you, I looked up Ruth's Chris place and it is nice. I ain't never had a man take me here before. You are truly different.
Lisa commented as she stared at herself in the visor mirror, making some adjustments.
Ladies, stand up.
Honestly,
Ruth Chris ain't all that. Ruth Chris is not all that.
You really never been there before? Telling her bad that in all the years she's been dealing with the niggas in her life, none of those clowns ever took her to a nice restaurant.
No, I haven't. I'm glad you're the first though.
She said, smiling right back at me. She leaned over and began planting kisses all up and down my face and neck.
You
I
don't
looked at
deserve
her
it.
and both of us began to make out like two horny-ass high schoolers. Now my dick was starting to get hard, and a part of me wanted to just scrap this date night, take her back to my place and finish what we started earlier. Damn, baby, you make my dick so hard right now. I moaned as I ran my
You
hand
gave me
between her
the-
thighs.
Personally.
Yeah, well, feed me and I'll fuck your brains out.
Whoa.
Oh, for sure. We continued to make out.
Whoa.
Turn around on the side of the street where a bunch of people could have been observing us. Just as I was about to pull back and take off, my cell phone began vibrating in my pocket. I wanted to ignore it and keep making out with Lisa, but I just had the urge to answer the phone. Sorry. Quickly apologized as I pulled away from her and snatched the phone out of my pocket. When I saw it was the lieutenant calling me, I knew I had no other choice but to answer. I swiped right to answer the call, and before I could greet the boss, I heard him yelling, "Colvin, where the fuck are you at?" this old lady's house right fucking now. I feeling I was in trouble. And why? 3 bodies, Coleman. 3! All in Miss Washington's basement. Get down here right now. I don't care where you're at and what you're doing, but you need to get down here ASAP. What? My eyes exploded with surprise and terror. Again? Yes, you heard me motherfucking right. 3 fucking bodies. Just get your ass down here right now. Where are you?
Well, whose bodies is they?
Over in Washington Park.
I'm
I don't
confused.
care. Get here. Now. Over at Lisa. She had a look of disappointment etched on her face. Okay, I'm on my way. I told the lieutenant, then hung up. You know what, Max? Fuck it. I'm done with you. She growled. Quickly snatched the bracelet off her wrist and threw it at me. Sorry, Lisa. Nigga, whatever. She said, shaking her head. And don't buy the next bitch some cheap-ass jewelry. Fucking clown. And your dick is little, too. She said as she quickly opened the car door and rushed out.
And
Making her way
little,
back
too.
inside her apartment building.
I guess she did stand up.
Although Miss Washington's townhouse was literally a 6-minute ride around the corner from Lisa's apartment, it seemed like she lived an hour away. Time was slowed down. My mind was completely empty. How in the hell did I miss 3 bodies? What the fuck? I had a million questions swimming through my mind.
Question is, who found the bodies?
Everything.
It could have been the
Claim
claim.
was making
Who
sense.
found that?
Pulled down the block near Miss Washington's townhouse and was completely stunned to see that half the damn force was out and about. There were at least 50 cruisers parked down the block. Half of Hyde Park's residents were on the street as well. Closer and parked near a deli. I locked out and noticed everyone legally had looks of curiosity painted on their faces. Walking closer to the row of townhouses, I noticed some unmarked brown vehicles were parked off to the side. That had to be the feds. I approached a group of officers, ones who I had recognized from being here earlier in the day. They were standing guard in the intersection of the street. The entire area had literally been roped off, once again. There's the man of the hour, one of the officers said to me. Where's Lieutenant? I asked as I kept my eyes glued to the townhouse. He's inside. The officer, some tall, lanky white dude, uttered. I didn't know his name. He was just a regular beat officer. Taking my time, I strolled over to the entrance of the driveway. Although by now it was getting darker, nothing but blue light emanated from all of the patrol cars, illuminating the entire block. Nausea bubbled within me as I took cautious, deliberate steps up the driveway. I looked over to my right and saw Mr. Kilpatrick talking to some other officers. He was crying like he just found out his wife had been murdered or something. All of this shit was so surreal. Just as I was about to walk through the townhouse door, Jake and the lieutenant just so happened to be walking out. There he fucking is, Lieutenant growled, shaking his head out of disgust. Let's have a conversation in private, Detective Colvin. I looked at Jake and he just lowered and shook his head as he walked away, not saying anything. God damn it. What in the fuck did he tell the lieutenant? Boss and I walked over to his squad car and got in. Once the lieutenant slammed his car door shut, he looked over at me and asked, Why were you over here earlier? Sir, I gulped. Just answer the fucking question. Why were you over here, Lieutenant? You were supposed to be off. I gave you explicit instructions to take your crazy ass home. You closed out the case and you were supposed to be off for a week. Why were you using department resources for your own private investigative purposes? Sir, I already told you that this case wasn't a done deal. I know this isn't what you want to hear, but don't say another fucking word, you fucking retarded motherfucker.
Okay.
Lieutenant interrupted. You think you can solve every fucking thing, but you can't. You don't know shit. Sir, please let me explain. Don't explain shit to me. He interrupted again. I got 3 badly decomposed bodies found in this woman's house. And worst of all, you were seen coming in and out of this woman's place when you were supposed to be home. I want to believe you don't have shit to do with those bodies, but you got internal affairs all over my shit, and your shit now. Are you fucking stupid? Detective, get the fuck out of my car and stay as far away from the station for the next 2 weeks. You're suspended, pending an investigation. But skirt and don't try to contact anyone, even your lousy ass pop. Truth be told, I should have let you and Candace fired for fucking on the job. I immediately went silent. Please. Yeah, you didn't think I knew about your violation of our fraternization policy, huh? Please, sir, if you would just let me explain, I begged. Or from the look on his face, I knew I couldn't say shit else at this point. Get out, he barked, pointing toward the door. With nothing else to say at this point, I followed the lieutenant's stern instruction and got out of his squad car. Fuck this fucking job, I grumbled to myself, shaking my head. I quickly made my way through the thick crowd. A few officers tried to start up conversations with me, but I didn't want to hear shit. I kept my eyes laser focused on the sidewalk as I headed back over to my car. I hopped in and sped home within 15 minutes. Once I got out on the side of the street, I popped the trunk open, grabbed Miss Washington's laptop, and swiftly made my way inside my building.
Where did they find
Once
the
I got
body?
inside my apartment, I stormed over to my desk and I found that Miss
Pause. It's not making sense. If he still had the laptop, how would they have known to go check for the bodies? The men who were cleaning her home were not supposed to be anywhere but in her room where the blood was. So who found the bodies?
I don't know, friend. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Alexa, play.
Washington's bloody laptop. Then it hit me. Fuck. I didn't have to charge for the laptop. I flipped the computer open and tried to power it on this laptop.
Actually, do you want to stop it here?
Oh, I want to know what happens. Let me finish the sentence. Alexa, play.
Was completely dead. Fuck. God damn it. I couldn't just let her get away with this shit. I had no idea why those bodies were discovered, let alone where Miss Washington was. But all I knew was her ass was guiltier than a motherfucker and needed to be strapped to an electric chair ASAP.
Alexa, pause. On that note, we're going to stop the story. Yeah, I had to leave off a cliffhanger. I honestly want to finish the story, and it could have been finished last week if it weren't for you guys. So, in this episode, we have Miss Washington has found out her friend been dead for 5 years. The man she thought she was hunching on the cruise is her friend's daughter. What's her name? Chandra, whatever. She is married to this Lamar who she quote unquote slept with or did sleep with. At this point, we don't know. Next, Percy's gay. His partner is you remember at the very beginning, she was sleeping with this dude and he brought that young boy over so they could have, a threesome. I'm gonna see if I can stitch in that little piece.
So it's like, how much of this is dementia, hallucinations, and or just made up folklore from this moment, from this woman's mind? How much of this is made up? We don't know. At this point, we don't know. I was so tuned in, I didn't even finish my drink yet.
And now they have found 3 bodies at her house.
And whose bodies? That's the tea. Whose bodies is in there?
Because it can't be Percy, it can't be Alice, and it can't be Clarence because they all died normally. Everyone knew they were dead, so she buried them normal.
So prediction, right? I feel like maybe one of the bodies is the neighbor's wife.
That had dementia?
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Kirkpatrick?
Mrs. Kilpatrick. I know, because who else could she have killed? I don't know.
I think,
But I guess that's my little prediction.
She lives a very lavish lifestyle for someone who worked at the DMV. Now,
I thought the money came from Clarence and his him passing.
His life insurance policy. But now with 3 bodies, I'm thinking she killed somebody and got some money. Cause she herself says she killed Clarence.
And she said she'll kill anybody who get in her way. So
I've done it before.
I've done it before, is what she said. So
Whoever she did it to before.
now, so hold on. Before we even wrap this all up, let's get into the looks, okay? Hold on. Okay, y'all. This is the end of Creative Chaos X Looks in the Library. These are the final looks. Ooh, excuse me. No, I'm not drunk. I just breathed a little stupid and now I got hiccups. But anyways, I did finish my drink though. But yeah, y'all like my little bubbles look? Is she not giving like big bubbles on the scene? She's eating it up. But no, for real, wrap it up real quick. Like, the story is getting crazy because we had a revelation that Alice been dead. Boom, right? There's 3 bodies in the lady house. Whose bodies are there? Nobody knows. What else? Now the detective guy is like, suspended or whatever. Good for him, because I don't know, we was never rocking with him anyways. We don't really care about him. But what we just want to know, whose bodies is those? How, like, where did all of the other stuff come from? Like, we understand that the lady has dementia, but how much of the story that we've been listening to so far is true? Like, we're just so confused, right? But hey, stay tuned, y'all, because we really was flabbergasted, for real. As far as makeup wise, in case you guys wanted to know, y'all already know what's up with me and my face routine. I have the Superstay Maybelline foundation, the 24-hour on. I have the Born This Way concealers on my face as well in the shades Chai and Chestnut. For highlight, I use the Rick and Morty Glam Light highlight palette, which is this one. I didn't show this one at the beginning, but yeah, use that. And I did add some rhinestones. These I just got from Amazon. If you were interested in any of that, I do have an Amazon storefront. You guys, sorry, my phone's running out of storage, but yeah. You already know the tea. Sprayed my face with the Urban Decay All-Nighter and the One Size to finish it all off. If you guys have any further questions, just please let me know. I will answer your questions in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. Thank you so much for staying this long for the whole thing. And we'll see you next time.